The question we have to ask ourselves is, what does the liberal world order that we support cost? How much is it worth to us? I would argue that the great, almost miraculous prosperity of the 40 years after the end of World War II and on was very much a product of a liberal world order that American power was preeminent in supporting. If we are talking about a reduction of America's capacity to support that liberal world order, and by the way, that may be inevitable no matter what we do, it will certainly be hastened by our weakening, by our ceding power to countries like China, and well, particularly China, but maybe also Russia, that there will be a cost, and possibly even a direct financial cost, to our inability, for instance, to make sure that the sea lines of communication are always open and won't be closed by conflict. That's one of the great public goods that we provide, but which we also benefit from. So that, it seems to me, also has to be brought into the calculation. So, you know, it's extremely unfortunate that we happen to have an economic crisis at a time when the international scene is getting more crisis-prone. That's a bad break. It's the kind of bad break we had in the 1930s, when we had, at the same time, and even related, by the way, a Great Depression and an increasingly perilous international situation. Things are not as dire now as they were in the 1930s, either on the economic side or on the geopolitical side. But yes, you can have a double bad biorhythm decade, and that's where we are. And it's unfortunate, but I don't think that we can pretend that that's not the situation that we're in. And the biggest mistake we can make is to weaken ourselves in the process. So, you know, as I see it, saving $55 or $60 billion a year so that the defense budget can make its fair share of the sacrifice is too risky and not necessary. We do have to solve our budget crisis, but we will be fooling ourselves and taking very grave risks if we try to solve it by cutting the defense budget.